Hey guys, I'm here at the movie, the drive-in movie theater. You would be amazed to find out what I'm here to see. There were two movies I did want to see. I did want to see the Haunted Mansion movie, and it is playing with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I was gonna go watch that. But there were two brand new movies that I had not seen yet, and I have a morbid curiosity for the first one. I am going to see the Barbie movie tonight. I don't know, I don't know why, but it's gotten such accolades. It got that that push that it needed. Opening up with Oppenheimer. It opened up with Oppenheimer, and they nicknamed that weekend Barbenheimer. And it was such a bizarre weekend because both movies just kind of promoted each other, and it was just so bizarre. But it was a good weekend for both movies, and because of that buzz, it's gotten me very interested to find out what the quality of this movie is. So, in just a few seconds, guys, I'm going to be right back to let you know what I think about Barbie. All right, I'll be right back. I'll see you later. Bye. Oh God, holy mackerel, holy mackerel. Give me a minute, I need to compose myself. Guys, I just got done watching the movie, but I'm gonna tell you the premise. I'm gonna tell you what I thought of it. But honestly, I don't think I'll be able to organize my thoughts enough to give you a coherent review. This is something I'm gonna have to sit and think about for like a couple of days, maybe even like a day. Give myself a day to talk to my coworkers and talk to my friends and let me teach myself how I think about this movie, because honestly, I'm not sure. Wow, I have a lot of feelings about it. I have a lot of feelings about this movie, and they're not all that great. All right, so let's just go in order here. We got the Barbie movie. We have Barbie that wakes up one morning, a perfect Barbie morning, does her Barbie stuff. We have Ken, and he does his perfect Ken stuff. But we kind of feel like Ken's kind of wanting, Ken's always, he's at Barbie's beck and call, and you kind of feel like he wants a little more than that. In the meantime, Barbie, she just all of a sudden, just out randomly, asks people what they think about death. And I thought that was a really funny scene. That kind of triggers them needing to go to the real world. They go to the real world. They meet the inspiration for the thought of death, which was the girl that originally played with the Barbie. It turns out it wasn't the mean girl she first talked to, but the mom of the mean girl that she talked to that randomly picked up the Barbie and started playing with her again and put that thought of death in Barbie's head. And that triggered a series of events where Ken takes over Barbie world, and then Barbie wins it back, and then at the very end we had this really weird kind of inspired message about what life is. There you go. That's a Barbie movie. That's it, guys. That is it. Now I ask you to make sense of that. All right. Did I like this movie? Yeah, I did. I'm going to tell you why I liked some of the portions of this movie. Did I like the whole thing? Nope. No, I did not. No, I did not. I found this movie in parts absurdly silly. First off, the first 20 minutes of this movie, I did not laugh at all. I was just thinking, this is going to be kind of a waste of my time. Then I kind of got where this movie was going, where we go into the real world, and I got the feeling that how they're going to give us some kind of message to this, and all right, I'm on board. Let's go ahead and... So that's what the movie's about. there are moments in this movie that this movie actually made sense to me and started to shine, and I really did enjoy those moments. I did enjoy some of the silly moments. I did enjoy the Barbie world, and I thought that if the movie was about, Barbie and Ken, the two political sides fighting each other, that would have been okay. But this movie turned it into like a feminist argument. All right, so aside from that, first off, that's only a small portion of this movie. This movie was silly and feminist, but it had like moments where for Ken in it, and there were musical moments in it. It was just a hodgepodge of different things that were going on in this movie that just confused me. That really, honestly did. It confused me emotionally. I didn't particularly like the heavy-handedness of the feminist portion of this movie. Let's talk about the positives of the movie. First off, Margot Robbie, whatever her name is, she is a great actress. There were moments where she called upon her emotions and brought it out in front of just bare and raw, and then she did it, and she did it really, really well, and I really dug that about her. Here's the other shining moment of this movie. Ryan Gosling, oh my God, I know people have talked about his song in the past, but it was very entertaining. And even though I didn't agree where his character kind of ended, he handled it so seriously. That was one moment where he was explaining to Barbie why he had turned it into Ken World, and you could see the animosity in his face, in his motions. It was perfect. It was perfect. I loved that moment. I loved Ryan Gosling in this movie. I just didn't like the movie. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to like this movie. I really did. It's gotten like really great buzz, and I don't think a lot of people want to talk about the political side of this movie. But for me, it kind of ruined it. I'm gonna give it a 75%. I really did enjoy the performances of the movie, and I enjoyed some of the ideas. It ended in a very beautiful moment, but I thought that beautiful moment was this awkward and out of place. I thought it was a messy movie, but who am I to judge it? I'm just a dumb guy that goes to watch dumb movies. So, what do you guys think? I'm moving on. I'm going to go ahead and watch The Meg 2. This promises to be a way better, doesn't it? Alright, guys. In just a few seconds, I'll let you know what I think about The Meg 2. Alright, see you, bye.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yes?
We knew what we were getting into, didn't we, gang? Guys, I just got done watching a movie, and I think the first word that comes to mind is forgettable. And I know it's a pretty lazy way to review a movie, because like when reviewers can't think of what to say, they just call it forgettable. But it was. Let's talk about the Meg. And then I'm going to review this movie in my time-honored tradition of reminding you of a different movie. All right, here we go. The Meg 2, The Trench, which is good that they put a subtitle of The Trench, because we didn't see a lot of the Megalodon shark in this movie. We saw until the end. We saw a lot of the trench, so it's good that we were told what we were going to expect. For some reason, the trench is like rich in minerals and stuff like that. That's going to play a part in this. But there's like this big installation that they built, and there's this big lab and this big observation center, whatever. Jason Statham is working for this organization. There are other people working on this organization, and I think I'm supposed to know these people. I don't remember the Meg all that well. I remember Jason Statham, and I remember a shark. That's about it. So going into this movie, I don't remember these people. So am I supposed to remember them? Am I not supposed to remember them? They were honestly, the characters that were handled in this movie, we were given no introduction to it. So I'm assuming that we were supposed to know these people, and not only were we given an introduction to it, but we were automatically supposed to be rooting for the good guys in this movie. And I'm sorry, it was not earned. I didn't enjoy like all these extra characters that we had to follow. It just made the movie very confusing, and I didn't enjoy that. Why was our attention divided all like 5 different ways? I didn't understand that. Secondly is, okay, this is what I told you. I'm going to compare this. Do you guys remember a movie called Deep Rising? I just had this garage sale, and this guy came up to me and he was buying some of my movies. I was selling some DVDs. I don't even have a DVD drive anymore in any of my systems, so why do I have to still have these? I don't know. So I was selling them, and he was buying a copy of Deep Rising. Deep Rising is a really bad movie, but it's one of my favorite guilty pleasures. Do you know why it's one of my guilty pleasures? First off, the similarities between the Deep Rising and this movie are pretty substantial. It's all underwater. It's about these sea creatures that are attacking the ship, and for some alarming reason, the sharks in this movie right here spend a lot of time, an alarming amount of time, above the surface of the water. I don't understand that as well. But anyways, so Deep Rising is about these sea creatures, and they fight these sea creatures on this like cruise ship. And they're trying to get off the cruise ship with these like the valuables, whatever. I forget the whole plot of it, but I do remember that it had Treat Williams in it. Treat Williams I love that guy. I think he carries any movie that he's in. He's very charismatic and he's very likable, and he plays very likable characters. That is what this movie is absolutely 100% missing. We didn't have that Treat Williams to tie down this schlocky. This movie was not the Meg. It was not about the Meg. It was a schlocky a monster movie, monster of the week movie, horror film. That's all this movie was, pure and simple. I mean, even at the end, when we get to fight the Megs, which was a long slog to get through to get to those scenes, it was, they even put like an octopus in the mix just to kind of spice things up. Man, this was super campy and super stupid. They were doing stunts and scenes and in scenes that I could not believe. There was this part, now, refresh my memory, they're down in the trench. The trench is like a couple a couple miles below the surface level, right? So Jason Statham has to go outside of this facility and swim around to a different airlock. A nice little underwater trope, right? Isn't the water supposed to be like freezing cold? There's a lot of things in this movie that didn't make that much sense to me. And yes, there is always a suspense of disbelief when you're watching these kind of movies. It's just how much are you asking the audience members to believe, right? That's what divides a forgettable movie from an enjoyable movie. And also, as in the case of Deep Rising, if we have characters that we like, then we can actually forgive something that we, maybe this kind of a little stupid, but we still give it a pass because we like these characters and we want to see them get to the end and meet their end goal to beat the bad sharks, right? That this movie was sorely, I'm sorry, Jason Statham, I think he's a great actor, and I think in a proper role he could be that Treat Williams guy. Not this movie, not at all. I didn't care about one of these characters, and this movie was complete 100% forgettable. This movie was bad. It was not fun. There's a lot of production value to it. And, I always like to watch Jason Statham fight. So, 35, I think it's getting a 35 in a Meg to The Trench on the Rotten Tomato meter. I am completely agreeing with that. This movie was not worth your time, guys. If you'd seen the Meg originally and you see it streaming at home on Pluto, watch it. Other than that, do not invest any money or time to watch this movie. This is a dumb movie and not worth your time. So, to sum it up, I'm going to do the easy movie first. Meg was pretty stupid, and it's not worth your time. Not worth a rental. It's worth a watch if you'd seen the first one and you want to see a stupid monster movie. on the level of like Deep Rising, then watch this movie, but don't expect anything. It was not a fun movie to watch. Barbie is still, I'm still percolating on this. I don't understand. I haven't made my mind up yet. I did like the movie. I like segments of it. I really like the performances in that movie. I just didn't understand the message that the director or the writer was trying to give to me. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it enough to understand it. I'm not sure I agree with it, to be honest with you. The one thing I didn't mention, I think her name is Rita Perlman. It's really good to see her in the movie, and I really dug her part in the movie. But other than that, it was okay. It was simply okay. 75 is the best I'm going to give that movie as well. That's it, guys. Until I come in front of this camera again. I'm not really sure what's coming out this summer in the more recent future, but I will bid you goodbye. And once again, I wish everybody peace. Monte, I'll talk to you guys later, and goodbye.